Awesome. Well, welcome everybody to our Monday night team Zoom. My name is Crystal Pearl. For any of you that are on brand new to our team who don't know me, I am one of your ambassador Diamond Uplines. And I am so excited for tonight's team Zoom because we have a very special guest with us. We have the queen of it works herself, Miss Pam Sowder, joining us tonight. And Pam, I just so appreciate you being on with us because I know you just got off the Show Me the Money call, which was awesome, by the way. Chris, I saw you on here too. You killed it, girl. Good job. So I really appreciate you taking some time with us tonight. I know it's a busy night for you. So let's go ahead and get started.
Had to change locations. Dave needed to go to bed. He gets up early with Elvis every morning.
Well, that was nice of you. I'm sure he appreciated that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I just kind of wanted to start with you sharing a little bit about yourself and your background, because we have had so many new people that have joined us in the last couple months that might be like, okay, I see Pam on the, on the corporate side all the time. But one thing that I really appreciate about you is that you were also once on the distributor side of a business like this. So tell us a quick version, a little bit about your background and who you are.
Well, for one, hey everybody, Happy New Year. Glad to be here with you. It's always exciting to be hanging out with Crystal, and I just love your energy. Can't believe you're having another baby. It's just crazy, but you know what? Congratulations on that. I love it. I told my daughter I was going to have one the same time as her next time, but that would be a little bit insane. I go back to 1994 when I started in the industry, and my children were 7 and 10 at the time, and Dave kept saying I needed to get a job, bring in some extra income, and I didn't want to do that. I had a great life with them, and I wanted to keep them home and not have the daycare after school. I know my personality, and if I do something, I'm going to go all in, and I knew I'd get caught up in it. And I just didn't want that for us. So I started looking around, and one of Dave's best clients called me up one day and told me about an opportunity. I was totally turned off, very skeptical, thought, he's a millionaire. What's he doing? What is this? And he wouldn't tell me, wouldn't explain it to me. He said, I just want you to go to this meeting. So reluctantly, after initially saying no, I finally went out of obligation to him. And during that meeting, something really different, this something that's never happened to me before or since, is the biggest aha moment of my life. A huge light bulb went off on the industry. I almost got upset that nobody had ever told me about the industry before, and that you could work spare time, part-time from home and make tremendous money and have fun and get support, and that people had been doing this type of business since the late 40s. And it's a secret. It still is today. It's ridiculous. So one of the reasons I'm doing my podcast is get the information out there. We need to let more people know what we have our hands on. But, I didn't start off like a rock star. It took me 6 months to get my first distributor because I was living in such a state of fear. And then once I got going, once the why really kicked in, I've got to do this, or I'm going to have to get a job. I have got to make this work. So I went to work. Crystal, I just went to work. I put my head down. I did a lot of things wrong, and I did a lot of things right. And the things that I did wrong were not really wrong or failures. They were just learning. It's just learning. Like, if we could all go back and change the way we raised our first child, we probably would. The second one, we ease up on a little bit. If we're having that third or fourth, it's even better. But that's how we learn. We learn by growing, by the actual doing. I was learning nothing sitting on the couch worried. Nothing. Oh, I could read a book and get some inspired motivation going on in my brain, but until I actually got out there and did it, it's just like working out. You're not going to get the results from watching a video. You have to get into the game. You have to get into the gym You have to get on the treadmill. You have to get out there walking. This business is no different. So once I started and put my head down, I got there. I started getting there slowly but surely. And then there were a lot of stall moments throughout my career. I mean, I've been doing this for over 2 decades, where I get to a pinnacle of income, and it's a lot. You know, it's a lot, and it's more than anybody in my family's ever made, and more than I dreamed of. And so that then all these fear-based thoughts come in. Am I being greedy? Why should I want more? And so I've had to work on different things of leadership, of mind development, of money development, every aspect of it, everything that any one of you have gone through, are going through, are sitting in it right now. I've been there multiple times. And that's why I've loved to have these conversations, because I think they're very healthy for me. And I know that they're very healthy for you as well. So that's a little bit. And I was with that company 6.5 years, met great friends, and through one of those friendships, discovered the wrap. And Mark and I got together shortly thereafter, and we started at Works Global in March of 2001. Awesome. And here we are. Awesome. And, you know, Crystal, I also started out, yes, I am an owner, but I built in the field. Mark built the infrastructure, I built the field. So I've never considered myself any different than any of you, other than I do have ownership in the company, but I'm a builder. And of course, my role is different today. I don't acquire customers or distributors, but I'm talking to them all the time, and I'm talking to new people all the time and hooking them up with people that are local.
Awesome. I love that. And that's always been something that I've appreciated about our company so much, is that, you know, our corporate staff isn't just telling us to go out and do these things. They've actually lived it. They've been in our shoes. So they're telling us the things that they have found to be successful in their path. And I think that that's just so awesome. So one thing that I wanted to touch on is that, you know, something that's been so inspiring to me about you is you come off as such a confident woman. And I think in today's world, you know, we're starting to see more and more of it, but it's something that's really rare. And I think confidence in this business is such an important thing, because I always share with our team that, you know, to be successful, you need to have confidence in the network marketing industry. You need to be confident in our company, and you need to be confident in yourself. So let's talk about that. Have you always been a confident person, or how have you come this far? How did you gain your confidence?
I wouldn't say that I've always been confident, but I would always say that I've been powerful. And there is a difference. You know, I always knew from the time that I was very young, before I was even could know what it meant, that I was destined for more. And we've all felt that, every single one of us, but most don't act on it. But I always was so stubborn when someone said, you can't have that, or that's not in our budget, or who do you think you are? And I'm like, I know who I am, and I can't have that. And why would you even think that I can't have that? Even in school, no matter what, there was always that burn when someone would say something like that to me. But that didn't mean I had the confidence at that time to really back it up. There was a lot of burn, but maybe not a lot of confidence. And that has grown over time. And it grows by the actual doing. It goes back to doing and understanding who you are and what you have your hands on. And that's knowledge. You know, when you start understanding the industry, when you really dive deep into what the industry can do, not only for you, your family, and the people around you, you can't help but shout it from the rooftops. I mean, we've got too many people where lives have been drastically altered, both through personal development, physically, and financially. And when you go and travel as much as I do, and you meet people like Crystal and other people on your team, and you hear the stories, and you realize that this is because you were bold enough to step out. You were bold enough to start something. And each one of you have that opportunity to be a very important part of life and what life has to offer. And it's not sitting on the couch wondering if it's going to work. It's actually working it. And so confidence in the industry grew over time. Don't think that I didn't think, what are people going to think this is a pyramid, or they're going to think this is illegal? You know, I did a lot of work there, a lot of personal development there, a lot of knowledge there. I attended a lot of trainings. I adhere to our direct selling magazine. I read that. I've met owners of other companies. I've read Mary Kay's books. I've read books from the Amway leaders that have been in the industry for many more decades than I have, and they're billion-dollar companies. So yes, it works. And then get behind our products. And the only way you're going to get behind our products is taking them, using them consistently, allowing them to change your life. You know, a lot of people tell me all the time, I want to lose weight. I want to look younger. Well, just do it. I mean, take the products and put the fork down. It's really that simple. Take the products and take a walk. You know, take the greens, get healthy, start to feel better mentally and physically, and then read the personal development books that we offer all the time. Get on Audible, listen to Kindle, free stuff on YouTube, and we always give you tips and ideas on that. My podcast, readily available, and lots of information there, other people's podcasts. There's so much free information out there for us, and if we're not taking the time to grow mentally, we're not growing anywhere else. And I've learned that in my relationships with my family. I've learned that in my relationships with my friends. I've just become a more confident woman because I feel better about myself. I actually love where I'm at and who I am, but not always. It comes with that personal development, and then that belief kicks in, and your confidence is just exudes through you. And don't think that you're not going to get derailed. And if that happens, if somebody says something comes along my path, I simply step back, I get quiet, and I say, is that true about me? And it's usually not. And I'm like, you're right. This is who I am, and this is where I'm going.
Awesome. Awesome. I love everything you just said. Okay, so I have been sharing with everyone, especially this week, about how we are in such crazy times right now. I mean, New Year's hit and it's like my head hasn't stopped spinning, you know, and we're not even in conference yet. And for those of you that don't know, I have been blessed to be a part of this company for 8.5 years already, which is absolutely insane. You know, Mark had mentioned that company-wide, like the first 10 days, we were up 30% over what we ended last January. I know for our team personally, we're up almost 50% in sales than where we were last January. We passed our January enrollments in the first 10 days of the month. I've already completed my steps to success 3 times, and I'm not a mass recruiter, so I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? So you know this because you know you've seen this, that this is very special times, and so I'm really trying to tell people on our team that, you know, when things are going crazy like this, you got to go. Like, this is time to be all in. Get up early, stay up late, do what you got to do, but don't waste this time. And so what would you tell people to really maximize this crazy growth season that we're in right now?
You can't buy momentum. Momentum is driven. You know, you just, and it's always a sweet spot. It's just like getting, you know, in the stock market at the right time. It's always a sweet spot. We're in a sweet spot right now. And you know what? What's driving it is a lot of forces coming together. People like Crystal that do want more. You know, she's been with us 8.5 years. She's gone through the ups and downs. She's ready for the up. And when I look at our leadership team, they're ready for the up. That, you know, they've gone through a lot in these last couple of years with, unfortunately, people giving up on themselves and leaving, people not understanding the industry and the market. And looking back, 2016, 2017, globally, around the world was down. And it had to do with an election. It had to do with a lot of fear. We know that. But we know now people are up. People are ready. Our team is built. We've got a solid foundation. I love going into this phase of our momentum because of all the leadership that we have, both corporately and as well as field driven, because they're ready. They've got their focus on and they're ready. So this is the time when we can double, triple, quadruple our checks. And we don't want to waste a moment. And that does mean some early hours, some late hours, but my gosh, it's going to pay you for decades. It's just short term in the scheme of things. So I would capture every moment and let every moment be a special one. Stop scrolling and wasting. When you have the 30 minutes, messaging, voice messaging, written messages, text, follow up, follow through. Do things that you've never done before. Do things that you have felt guilty on not doing. Start to do those and start to get very clear. Be very clear about what you want this year. I keep saying this, everything I put on my dream board comes true. And probably everything on yours too. If wrapped around whatever you put there was a strong belief with the action backed up to make it come to fruition through your energy, your high knowingness, your high desire. So what do you want and why do you want it? Two very, very important questions that you should ask yourself tonight. Get it very clear and get up early in the morning. And you know what? Stephanie Dunn was one of our top enrollers this past week. She's on fire. She's Black Diamond, but Stephanie wants $500,000 a month. She does. And there's reasons why she wants that, the give back heart on her. But mostly it's taking her team there. She wants more Black Diamonds. She wants more people achieving what she's achieved. And that is a selfless leader. That is a leader who truly gets leadership. And you've got to decide where you want to take your family. Where do you want your family life to be at the end of this year, going into an incredible year called 2020. I just can't imagine what this year is going to bring. So, Crystal, we're ready. The gas is on. It's lit. And then we're going to come out of conference. Promote this month wherever you can promote. It's going to be tremendous. It's going to be rewarded heavily. And you're going to look back on this conversation and say, why didn't I just hone in on that and do it? And it really is a decision. Crystal, every time you've promoted, it was just a decision and you got to work.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, just going into conference, I keep sharing with people, I don't know what y'all are going to do, but it's just like every year I leave and I think, how could they ever top this? And you guys do. So I know it's going to be an incredible experience. A lot of us are going and we are ready as a team to just blow up. Alrighty, we're not waiting. So I'm so excited about that. So let's just talk really quick about, we have a lot of busy people on our team. And, sometimes that holds people back where they say, oh, I'm just so busy. But I always say that busy people they get stuff done. And I remember when I was working full time and, my twins were 6 months old when I started this business. I was super busy, but I got stuff done because I was really, really intentional with the time that I did have. And so let's talk to those busy people quick. What are some tips that you can give to them that they can really maximize the time that they do have, even if that is, maybe only an extra, couple half an hour nuggets here and there? What can they do to really maximize that time to help them to reach their goals?
Well, for one thing, quit saying it. I'm so busy. Then you're going to be just busy. Busy doing what? I know busy shouldn't be a part of taking care of your family. That's taking care of your family. that is what it is. That's reality. I'm taking care of my family. Busy to me is, uh, there's so much busyness going on in the brain. We don't think we have enough time to take anything else in, which isn't really true, because if we really look at our day and what we do throughout our day, we waste a lot of time. We waste precious moments. I'm not watching TV. I'm not going to give it an hour. I'm not going to give it 30 minutes. How many of you watch television? Is it, when you think about it, what a waste. What an energy waste. And what they're feeding you on that tube isn't doing anything to increase your pocketbook. And so I look at it like it's just a waste. Yes, have date night. Go see a great movie. There's nothing I like better than watching a movie. And sometimes it's up in my own theater. So let's get out, go down, leave the downstairs, go upstairs. Let's shut the doors and let's act like we're in our own movie theater. Dream that kind of life for you. But it didn't come from waste. So I never say I'm so busy, and I probably have more on my plate than most of you. Some of you, 2 or 3 of you put together. But what do? I value that. I love what I do. I look at it as an opportunity to get multiple things done throughout the day. So I value those precious moments. And I take care of myself too. I work out every day. I take an hour to feed my body right, and both physically and mentally. I listen to, when I'm in the car, when I have a moment, when I'm putting on my makeup, I'm watching something on YouTube or listening to something that's going to feed me in the right way. So I never use the word busy, even when my children were really, really small, because it took energy away from me. It didn't give me energy. It was the wrong verbiage. And so map out your perfect day. I talk about this all the time. I've been to Minnesota. You've heard me many times tell about creating my day. And so create your day. What kind of day do you want to have? I don't want you to be strung out, exhausted, losing your husband over this, or your children. That's not what we're asking for. And that's not what you should be asking for. You map out your day, create it. You're creating it already. You all already are. You're stuck in very strong habits that aren't moving you in the direction that you want to be moved in. And so what I would do is sit down and design the day, how you want it to start and how you want it to play out. And start doing that every day, and having it, that is a non-negotiable. I'm not going to deviate from this. Yes, life is going to come in and life is going to mess up that day, and you allow that to happen and take care of that, whatever that life is, and then you move right back into it the next day. And that is the way that I've created my life. And I've learned this many, many years ago through a great teacher, that my day was designed by me already. And when I looked at it, she was absolutely right. Absolutely right. So I decided to design it the way that I wanted and be conscious of it. And that's my word for 2019, is conscious. And that is just being aware of what's going on up here. And is that what I want to be happening out here? So, Crystal, it is a decision. It is a decision to take busy to a whole nother level, but maybe change that word to, I'm building a business. I'm going to take the minutes that I have in the day and work that towards my business because of the timing that it is. Because you really, truly, all of you can set yourselves up for decades of pay right now. When Crystal first started in her business, she's still getting paid on 6.5 years ago of work, 8.5 years ago of work, 4.5 years ago of work. Last year's work is still paying her today.
Yep, absolutely. And that's something that I actually just shared with our team a couple days ago as I went live, and I shared with them some of what happened. I've been saying this year reminds me very much of 2012. And that was my first year that I really saw tremendous growth in my business. And you're right, I got paid on that for years and years after for the work that I did. And I was all in during that time. I mean, ate, slept, and breathed, whatever. It works because I knew what I had my hands on, and I knew what it was going to do for my family's future. And so I wanted to explain that to them so they could understand the opportunity that they have their hands on right now. And so I love that you said that. And, you know, we went to a handful of us, we went to the Made for More documentary last week, Rachel Hollis's, and she one thing she had said is that if you don't have an hour a day to work on your dreams and to work on your goals, then we have bigger problems. And I think that's such a huge eye-opener, and I love that you said it's a decision, because it is. You haven't decided yet that your dreams are important enough to devote an extra hour to them. So I think I love your word of the year, being conscious, because I think part of that is once we're aware that there's a problem or being aware of anything in our life, then we can work on it if we choose to. And so I love that.
Let me add something to this, Crystal, because I want to add this too. When you become consciously aware, like when a thought comes up that I'm too busy, I want you to sit back and ask that thought, is that true? Is that true? And you'll just sit back in that moment and allow that answer to come up. And you'll find that, no, it's not. Yeah, it's just, no, there are hours. There are hours in my day that I could be doing this. There are minutes in my day. There is 1 hour that I could maybe get up 30 minutes early, go to bed 30 minutes late. And perhaps that would be my hour. So there is time. And I went to that too and saw her. And I loved at the end how she totally endorsed our industry by saying that she was coaching people in it. So great endorsement from her. Not that we need that from her, but that is just somebody that's outside of our industry absolutely endorsing it for not only women, but men as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about because one thing that I've always told people, if you feel like you're tight on time, something that can be really helpful, whether you feel tight on time or not, this can be really helpful when you are working towards your goals, is creating a 6 list. So, you know, something that you can do every single day, write down the 6 most important things that you need to do for your business every single day, what your non-negotiables are. So let's talk about that, because I feel like sometimes people will create their 6 list and they'll put things on it that are good business things, but they're not income producing. And if we don't take action, if we don't put action into our business every day and do income producing things, it's really a balance of having both. So what would you say are some things that you would suggest to our team to be income producing non-negotiables that they should be doing every single day if they want to really maximize this year?
Well, first of all, you know, as you go throughout your day, ask yourself this, the question, is this what Pam and Mark are paying me for? You know, is this what Pam or Mark are paying? Is this going to add to my check? Now, a lot of you could justify that, yes, this will, I need to file this information. But that's not, we're not paying you for that. We're paying you to add customers and distributors. So all action this year should be based on those 2 things. Is this what I'm doing right now, acquiring a new customer or a new distributor? Is this activity that I am doing? I don't care if it's a 6 list or a 2 list. Acquire new distributors, acquire new customers. It could be those 2 things on a list. And then of course there's subset lists under those on how we do that. And we know we can't be reaching out to the same people we've been reaching out to since the day we joined. We've got to move forward. We've got to acquire new friends, new connections. And, you know, I listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk. And if you can get past the F word, there's a lot of information there. And he was just at a workshop with Tony Robbins in the fall, and we all went, as many of us that could from here. And he said, if you have not invested 8-10 hours into understanding the power of social media and what it can do for your business, then you're not in business. And so I do believe that that should be a part of your list, and that is understanding this, what social media can do for you, not stopping everything you're doing and running over there and becoming a social media expert. Just take one or two things and implement them and try them within your Instagram and your Facebook. Go live on Facebook. Go, whether you like the way you look or not, or speak, or your background, whatever, it doesn't matter. People know you. They love you. They want to hear from you. The first couple ones you do are going to be so awkward, but you'll get through it. People want that kind of information. That's what they're looking for. Live. The algorithms are proving that. That's what Facebook is looking for. They want more live. Everything's about videos today. So I would just look at those two things, Crystal. Is this, what I'm doing right now, helping me acquire a new distributor? Is this action that I'm taking? Are these messages that I'm doing? Am I host a posting? These are things that are working for people. It's not in disagreement that that's working. It's in agreement that that is working. That's all I would be doing all year. When you bring in new blood is when new money comes in. It's equal. You know, you want more money, you need more volume. That's it. You need a promotion, you need more volume. It's not that, why is that just not common sense? Oh, my check's not growing. What, your team's not growing? And, well, why aren't they working? Because they're not inspired. You inspire them. You inspire them by your actions. I guarantee you, you go out and put in 10 more distributors and 30 more customers on ThermoFight X, and your team's going to start moving. That they're going to sense the energy, and the desire is going to well up within them because they see you doing it. I don't know how they know that you sit down, but they do, because your posts don't have any energy behind them. They see you less and less. They hear from you less and less. So you might be thinking you're being silent and not showing up. It's never silent when you not show up. It's very, very, very loud.
Awesome. I love that. Such good advice. And absolutely. And one thing I just wanted to piggyback off of with doing the lives, because we're going to talk about fear in just a minute here, but that's something that I feel people get so freaked out about, but you guys need to think about that. One of the greatest things about this business is that it is a personal development plan with a compensation plan attached. And I will tell you, people love to see growth. They are so inspired by it. So yeah, your first live, you might be stumbling, or you might have note cards or whatever, and you're shaking. But as they see you grow, and they see you become more confident, and they see you shrinking live, and they see all these things, people will be so inspired by that. So don't be afraid, because your journey is a huge part of your success, and people will be drawn to that, the real you. Okay, so let's talk about fear, because I wanted to end with this, because I think fear can be so powerful, and it can either hold us back. For some people, it holds them back. For some people, it motivates them. It does different things to all of us, but you know, people can be afraid of so many things. They can be afraid, fear of failure. They can have fear of what people will think, fear of rejection. You know, we've even seen people that have fear of success, which seems crazy, but people are afraid of success. And one thing that I think that you do really well, I love whenever we have events and you get in the crowd and you pick a random person and you help them work through these different things, but 9 times out of 10, it comes back to fear. People are just afraid. So what advice can you give people who are maybe, you know, sitting on the sidelines right now? They haven't jumped in because they're fearful, or they haven't gone to the next level because they're fearful. How do you break through fear when that's something that's holding you back?
Well, you know, what's worked for me is whenever I don't do something, it's just like when Kay told us she was pregnant with Kennedy, and I just never will forget I was on the floor doing something. I think I was over here, and I was looking for magazines or something. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, she's going to have this baby, and I'm going to need to be able to get up off the floor with the baby in my arms and not have my hands to reach down and push me up. And that's how heavy I felt in my body. Like I didn't feel like I had that spring in my step. And so the fear set in on me that I need to get back in the gym. I need to get in shape. And so I immediately found a gym and got a trainer. Fear was all over me. I mean, I'm going back in the gym and I've got a trainer and it's going to hurt. I'm going to embarrass myself, but I need to do this. And so every time I went, I got more and more inspired. And so that's been over 3 years. And it's just crazy what my body has been able to accomplish. And I'm even more excited about it this year. So my trainer keeps saying it's 2019 and he's putting the fear in me physically, but I'm doing it. He tells me what to do and I look at him, I said, 20 of those? He goes, you got it. And I just go do it. I do the best that I can. And so fear will stay with you. It's not going to go away because we live in this bubble, and this bubble can be very tight around us. And in there's all the comforting things, the food that we like, the friends that like us and they know us real well. They know us, our bad habits, and they're okay with them. They know our good and they're okay with them. Everything in there is really comfortable and you're very confident in there. And then the moment you start like kicking out that bubble a little bit, trying to expand it, it doesn't want to pop. It wants to spring back at you. And it shakes you up a little bit. And so you get back in there and you get all comfortable again. But outside of that bubble are all the things on your dream board. They're not inside there. They're all outside. So how do we bust through it? How do we break that bubble? It's only by taking action. And you take it and you're going to be shaking. You're going to question. You're going to wonder if you're going to survive. Your ego is going to try to bring you right back in. That's its job, and that's what it was designed for. It was designed to put the fear in you to keep you safe. And when we're young, we need it. We don't want to burn our hands on the stove. So we hit it once, we remember, we're not going near it. So we don't want to run out into the road and get hit by a car. And so it helps us with that. But then other things happen along the way. A teacher says something to you and you unconsciously accept it. And so that's outside of that bubble, or whatever they said, oh, you're just not good at this. I'm having some brain therapy done. And the reason I'm having it done is I just want my brain to be powerful. And the guy that's doing it said something so interesting. He said, well, I can tell if this is like, he said, I had somebody in here that said, I'm just not good at math. I've never been good at math. And he said her brain waves showed that she was really good at mathematical problems. And so I said, well, all right, so what are you getting at? He said, she was told that and she believed it. Even though she had the brain power for it, she had that type of brain for it. So how many things were we told and we believed it? And so now we're saying, oh, I'm fearful of that. No, somebody just told you. And I love my parents. I mean, my parents are amazing people. They're still alive. They're still absolutely awesome. But they gave me some fear-based thoughts. And those thoughts came from their parents and their parents and their parents. And then you're living in a world of teachers that a lot of them don't like teaching. They take it out on us. They say things that don't move us and grow us. And then our own spouse sometimes says things. Our friends say things. And our friends are so worried you're going to come out of that bubble. If you come out of that bubble, you're going to make them look bad. They want you in that bubble with them. So one of the things we've all learned, and we've heard it many, many times, the 5 people you hang around with the most, all your incomes are just about identical. And so all your friends are just about identical. The things that you do are just about identical. And when you stop going to have beers with them on Friday or wine with them on Saturday because you're going to go build your business instead, they get fearful. and they want to drag you back down into that with them, and you've got to break yourself free. So make sure that you're hanging out with the right 5 people. And it could be a mentor that is like Tony Robbins, and you're hanging out with them on YouTube. It doesn't have to be physical. It could be a sideline team member that you admire and that y'all are helping each other grow. So I make sure that I'm not the smartest person in the room, ever. You know, if I am, I need to break free and bring in some more people. I want to grow too. I want to overcome the fear of this or that. And don't think they don't crop up for me either. But you got to look at it too, just like I said, anything, and be conscious of it. Is this really true about me? Am I really afraid of success? I don't think so. We all want it. We're just thinking it's hard. We're just thinking we're going to have to do things that are going to be uncomfortable. And guess what? You are. You're going to have to do things that are uncomfortable. But if you decide that you want what's outside of that bubble more than you want what's inside, or go ahead, hang out for another year. We're going to be talking in 2020. We're going to be talking in 2030. You know, that's how I look at it. How's your life going to be different if you don't break through these self-limiting, and they are called self-limiting beliefs, not anything else other than you yourself have put these beliefs within you. Get some coaching. If you need some coaching, get some coaching. If you've been stuck in the same income for a while, get some coaching. If you've been at the same rank, barely maintaining, or just thinking that word maintain, the only way to break through that is to not maintain, but go to the next level. Rank up. If you're double, rank up. Rank up. The volume will take care of itself when you make a decision that I'm going to go here. I'm not going to try to rebuild or maintain. I'm tired of that. I want to go beyond that. So it's an everyday work. It's not one, you know, everybody says, well, maybe if I get a different book. No. Yeah, read the book, but it's not going to get your butt off the sofa. It might for 5 minutes. You see, you're comfortable sitting in that sofa reading that book. That's comfortable. Oh, I'm so fired up. Oh, I just got off the Zoom. I'm so fired up. Blah, blah, blah. Well, get off the Zoom and go do something you don't do. Get up off the Zoom and go message 100 people. Get off the Zoom and ask 100 people to host a post for you. When you wake up in the morning, your business is booming. If you do that tonight, your business is booming. Stay up till 2 o'clock and do it. If you do something different and show life that or God, or I don't know what I call him, God, and show him that I'm serious, that all right, God, you gave me this thought. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and run. I'm going to get up early and I'm going to work out. I'm going to get skinny. You told me I could. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to put the fork down. And I'm going to work out. And I'm going to get skinny. And that's it. I'm tired of it. I'm getting skinny. You said I could. I heard you loud and clear. So now I know it's not going to happen. Me sitting on the couch or in the Zen position. I've got to take action based off that. And I'm going to have fun all along the way. And make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're focused in. You're not looking out here and judging yourself by everyone else. That just zaps energy away. Let them do what they're doing. Let them go. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You stay in your lane with your gifts, build the way that you love to build, and go have the time of your life. The time of your life. This year should be the year of many, many breakthroughs.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love it. So many good nuggets in this conversation. Everybody's saying in the chat, tell us some secrets that are coming.
Wow. Okay, some secrets. Gosh. I'm afraid to tell you.
Well, we're excited.
We got a great guest speaker. Yeah. We've got some big promotions. New, different. It's going to be fun.
Cool. Well, we are
packed full of information. It's all recognition and training.
awesome.
We're on stage very little. We're letting the team do this conference. That's what that's about. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we know it's going to be a powerful event, and I'm so excited to be able to see you in a couple of weeks. It's going to be awesome. We got a lot of our team coming, so
I need to get that blue hair. I need to make my hair green or something crazy like that. Yeah.
Well, you never know what you'll come up with, so it'll be good, whatever you do. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Pam, again, for taking time out for us tonight. We really, really appreciate it. And, there were so many good nuggets, so I hope you guys took notes, and I will be sure to get the recording out to y'all. But just thanks again. We appreciate you so much. And if you guys do not follow Pam on Facebook or Instagram, make sure to do so. And definitely subscribe to our podcast. And thank you for those, Pam, because they have been awesome. So I appreciate you so much.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
See you at conference.
See you at conference. Night.
Bye.